A few weeks before my last day at work, I decided to come to Seoul. This wasn't a long holiday. I only had about 70 hours here. I wasn't trying to squeeze in every attraction this time round. I started the day by checking into the hotel. I think I've reached the stage where I rather experience the city than rush through it. So this is how I spent 70 hours in Seoul. My trip started in Myeongdong. I know it's one of the most touristy parts of Seoul, but I still like coming here. Everything is close together and it somehow always feels busy, no matter what time of the day it is. I grabbed breakfast and walked around. I wandered over to Myeongdong Cathedral and found a cafe nearby. I think every trip of mine somehow ends up revolving around coffee. Most people probably come here for skincare or shopping, and I did exactly the same. I told myself I was just having a look, but that almost never happens. I also found a place where they offered free skin analysis. It's quite interesting seeing how much emphasis Korea places on skincare. I had already walked quite a bit by lunchtime. One thing I enjoy about traveling now is not constantly looking at the time. Back home, I'm usually thinking about what's next. I also think I ordered too much for one person. In the afternoon, I headed over to Seoul Forest and Seongsu. Honestly, it's just a nice area to spend an afternoon walking around. I didn't buy much, and most of the time was just wandering into stores that look interesting. Pop-up stores are everywhere in Seoul, and somehow they always manage to make me stop for a look. I even made my own ramyeon, which was a similar concept of making your own cup noodles in Japan. I ended my day by going to a hidden bar that I saw online. The bar was hidden behind one of the fridge doors. Even their menu was designed to look like a fridge. All their signature cocktails are made of fruits. Day 2 started the same way as day 1. Coffee. Apparently, I have a very predictable travel routine. However, I actually spent quite a bit of time looking for this Starbucks as it's hidden inside the market. It has become a popular hotspot since its official opening in 2022. This Starbucks is remodeled from an abandoned theatre originally built in the 1960s but closed in 1994. It's massive with 200 seats. I actually like starting my morning slowly when I travel. There's something nice about sitting in a cafe before the city fully wakes up. Later, I spent the afternoon exploring Hongdae. I like that every neighbourhood in Seoul has its own personality. Hongdae feels energetic, Seongsu feels creative, and Myeongdong feels like organised chaos. I like that you can spend just 20 minutes on the train and end up somewhere that feels completely different. I didn't really have a shopping list and mostly just walked around and went wherever that looks interesting. Looking back, I think those are usually the days I enjoy the most. Somehow, it was already my last full day. Overseas trips always seem to go faster than normal life. Maybe because every day feels a little different. One of the main reasons I came to Seoul was to get Rejuran. I had been thinking about it for a while, and since Korea is well known for aesthetic treatments, it felt like the right place to finally try it. I've already shared that experience in another video, so I'll leave it there. Before heading home, I made one last stop around Myeongdong, mostly for snacks and maybe a little more shopping. It's almost become a tradition at this point. I always think I've bought enough, and then somehow I just find one more thing to buy. This trip made me realize something. A few years ago, I would have planned for every hour. I'd have a spreadsheet, a list of attractions, and probably 3 backup plans as well. This time was different. I deliberately left gaps in my itinerary. If I found a cafe I liked, I stayed longer. If I wanted to walk somewhere instead of taking the train, I walked. I wasn't trying to be productive, and maybe that's what I needed. I think for a long time, I measured whether a day was good by how much I managed to get done. Lately, I'm trying to measure it differently. Before I knew it, it was time to head back to Singapore. 70 hours isn't a long time, but it was enough to remind me how much I enjoyed travelling without rushing.